Hello there everybody and welcome to the Dragon Age Wiki. So, as you know, PAX has been going on over the past couple of days. And David Guider was at PAX to answer some fan questions. Now, I'm going to be addressing some of the more important questions that he answered and that were asked in this video, both regarding the future of Dragon Age 3, different plots, stories, characters, all that. Basically the questions I get asked a lot and the questions that Bioware gets asked a lot. So the first one, are there going to be Darkspawn in Dragon Age 3? Now, David Guider answered, Darkspawn are a part of the Dragon Age setting, so yes, they'll appear in future games, but that doesn't mean they'll be a major focus. Next question, will Marfari or Meryl's clan play a role? I only asked because I had a Dalish Warden, and I was happy to see the clan return again in Dragon Age 2. Doubtful, he answered. I think there are other groups of Dalish that we could move on to. Not too important. Will the Morgan plot ever be resolved? Absolutely. Enough teasing. Am I right? That was the answer David Guider gave to that question, which is something everybody asks. Next question is there a chance that a toolset will be included like there was for Dragon Age Origins? Mark actually answered this question at the panel, and he said he wouldn't rule it out just yet, but a full tool set for Dragon Age, for a future Dragon Age game like the original, would be very unlikely. Another person asked, what kind of disadvantage will those who don't play multiplayer be at? He answered by saying, this is the sort of question that will be easier to answer when we talk about what kind of multiplayer we have. Mike mentioned at the panel that we're looking for more Baldur's Gate style cooperative multiplayer as a source of inspiration rather than the multiplayer displayed in Mass Effect 3. Will Hawk and or your Warden be making a cameo appearance or even be playable? Not playable, no. If they appear, it will depend a lot on how importable they are and our ability to let the player make decisions on their presentation. If we do it, it's probably best we do it right, which I agree on. But, you know, I'd like to see the Warden again, definitely. Will we see Anora again, or for that matter, Ferelden? If we return to Ferelden, or have a plot involving the Ferelden monarch, then yes, Anora will. If Anora was made queen in Origins, she'll definitely appear. The same goes with Alistair. Question I get nearly every day, pretty much. Will Morgan's child be involved in the plot? Now, if Morgan had a child, then any involvement of Morgan in the plot would need to take that child into account. So, yes, there would have been more than an offhand mention by her having a child stowed away in some extra-dimensional cupboard. So, if your Morgan had a child, then the child will play a part in the plot at some point, not just yet, maybe. Now, this person loved the whole concept of having a sarcastic, diplomatic, and aggressive option in the dialogue wheel. He also loved the way Hawk's tone changed in accordance to how you respond to people. How are you going to do the dialogue wheel around this time? Are you going to keep the concept and just develop it further? We haven't decided yet on the changes to the wheel's presentation and will be on what it will be. Now, there will probably be some kind of tone to its voice. There's always room for improvement. I didn't like the dialogue wheel to begin with. It's good. It's okay, but, you know, it could be done better. I would like to see a Secret of Truth in the party, or like to play one. Could it be possible? It is possible, yes. Basically, we knew this anyway. We knew Cassandra was going to be playing a big part in Dragon Age 3. She's probably going to be a companion, which I'm really looking forward to, if I'm telling you that. Do we ever find out who Flemeth really is? Now, the big answers regarding Flemeth and Morgan will all be answered. Maybe not all the answers, but definitely the big ones. Another fan asked, will the Grey Wardens have a prominent role in Dragon Age 3's story? They were so important in Origins, Awakening, and the second book. I had a sense the Dragon Age story would kind of revolve around them. Now it seems we're straying away from them, moving Dragon Age into a different direction, following the Mage Templar War. I'm just curious if we'd see more of the Wardens, and for that matter, the Darkspawn. David Guider answered by saying, funny you should mention that. The Grey Wardens were up to something in Dragon Age 2, as we know. You'll get to find out exactly what in Dragon Age 3. I completely forgot what the storytelling mechanism used in Dragon Age 2 was called, you know, with Varric and Cassandra, the storytelling. I thought it worked well, but I can see how it could start to seem overdone. Will this be making a return? If not, can you comment on a possible alternative? Though the mechanism was interesting, he has no need in needing to repeat it. So they're probably going to try something new, or maybe old. We'll see. Probably something from an older RPG such as Baldur's Gate. This basically means they're not going to be using the Act system, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 in Dragon Age 3, which is fine by me because I didn't like it anyway. Kind of took away from the story. Sorry about that. Now, what is the feature from Dragon Age 2 that you guys most wanted to get rid of? Reused environments. That was an easy question for him. What's the feature from Dragon Age 2 you're definitely keeping? This is going to be an upset for most people. The voice protagonist. And a lot of people didn't like the voice protagonist. The reason I don't like the voice protagonist is because the voice really only suits the default character. The voice for Shepard in Mass Effect only suits default Shepard. It doesn't really suit for any other Shepards. The voice for Hawk only suits the default Hawk. It didn't suit my Hawk, the one that I made. So that's why I don't like the voice protagonist. But BioWare's going to keep it. I can't argue with them. Next question. Have you ever considered ocean exploration for the next Dragon Age title? Perhaps one that allows a player to have a ship, like Isabella's ship. Now, ships and water adventure would be fun, Guider answered, for a story that's centered on it, which probably means we're not going to see it unless we're on the river. Or the ocean, for that matter, which would probably be more wide open. And the question I get answered all the time, the question that BioWare get answered all the time, is it possible that Morrigan's Child will be the protagonist or be a playable character, perhaps even the main character, in Dragon Age 3? Now, basically no. Pretty much, because it's not going to be the main character. David Gator said it's not going to be the main character because it's not canon. It's not a canon character because not everybody had Morrigan's Child. He said, depends on the timeline. At the end of Dragon Age 2, Morrigan's Child would be about 8 years old, maybe. 8 to 10 years old. He also might not even exist. He said those are pretty dicey qualifications for a main character, but maybe a playable character much later on in the series. So them are pretty much the most frequently asked questions of the series. So if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them to me. I'll send an email to Dave Gadd or whatever you want me to do. But for more questions, because there were a lot more questions than that, believe me, I will leave a link to the description. I will leave a link to the, not the video, all the questions that were asked and answered in the description below. So click that link to go and see every question that, if I didn't answer it here, it'll probably be answered there. So yeah, this has been the Dragon Age 3 Frequently Asked Questions video, and until next time, goodbye.